And welcome back to the single channel. Now, this time we are going to continue the cross examination. To cross examine Wanda Skylar. Let's continue. Now, let me continue. Dang dang.
Miss Schuyler, I hold here your personal copy of a visitation report dated December 25th, signed by you and Dr. Montrose.
Okay.
Did you write this report?
No,
Who did?
Dr. Montrose.
But this is your signature.
Yes,
Why did you sign? When did you sign? And Dr. Montrose motivation. I'm not talking about. I'm not choosing this one. This good. Why did you sign and when did you sign? Okay.
If you didn't write this report, why did you put your name on it?
he said Dr. Montrose told me the city wanted to use the Bauer tragedy as a pretext for legal action, taking over the agency. Putting my name on that document was the only way to save it.
Yeah. Oh, this is really hard. Chief told McCoy that the city wants to take over Good Shepherd. City wants to take over Good Shepherd, yes, but Chief didn't tell. Right. Dr. Montrose told the detectives that working with the city would lead to the city taking over. I think this one. Yeah. When did you sign? Yeah. Last visit. I think I will click, but not now.
When did you sign this document?
January 2nd.
The day after you discovered Aaron Bauer was dead.
Uh-huh.
Okay. How about last visit? Maybe there will be some kind of uh, information that will come in handy later.
When did you last visit Jenna and Aaron Bauer?
Last spring? 8 months ago.
Last spring, yeah. Last spring, okay. Last spring. What? Dr. Montrose's Dr. Montrose's book was published. The empty high chair. Yeah.
Just after Dr. Montrose's book was published.
Yes, that's when things started getting really crazy for all of us. We were flooded with new clients. There was no way we could keep up with them. And then one day, Dr. Montrose called us into his office and told us about his new early graduation program.
Early graduation program.
Tell us about Dr. Montrose's early graduation program.
He said he determined that a number of our clients no longer needed our services.
According to state guidelines.
No, according to his own guidelines. He called them his early graduates. He mailed each of them a certificate and a one-time payment of $1,000 in exchange for...
In exchange for them keeping quiet.
Yes.
Your witness.
We need to talk.
Hey.
Ready to cut a deal?
My fate is immaterial, Mr. McCoy. My sole concern is to keep the reform movement from falling apart.
Very noble. What are you proposing?
Dr. Montrose pleads to negligence and serves a 12-month probation. He agrees to step aside and allow an acting director to run Good Shepherd for the length of the term.
Oh, what an example of self-sacrifice that is. I've got a better idea, Dr. Montrose.
Manslaughter? No. No. Manslaughter, no. Gross negligence, yes, I think, but I will lose many stars. So, suspended sentence. I don't know what that is. Anyone can tell me? But I will choose this one. So, maybe no deal. To get more stars.
Looks like we're fighting this one to the end. See you in court, McCoy.
Welcome back to the stand, Dr. Montrose. Perhaps this time we can get to the truth. Wanda Schuyler has made some remarkable assertions. Would you care to revise any of your previous statements in the light of her testimony?
Well, clearly I was mistaken in claiming that Good Shepherd did everything it could to avert this tragedy. The caseworker assigned to the Bowers was negligent, criminally negligent.
Were you aware of her negligence? Did you in fact order her to stop making home visits?
Self-serving lies. I'm guilty of trusting in her professionalism, nothing else. I'm a very busy man, Mr. McCoy. I don't get personally involved in every case.
Hey. But you said that you do get personally involved in every case, eh? Oh, how can you say otherwise?
Allow me to read from the transcript. Counsel for the defense, were you personally involved in the case of Aaron Bauer? Defendant, I involve myself personally in every one of my cases.
Well, yes, I said that, but there's only so much of me to go around.
Wanda Schuyler mentioned an early graduation program. Dr. Montrose, did you issue payouts to your clients, then drop them from your active client list without ever informing Child Protective Services?
Of course not. That's a complete fabrication.
I think I can do it. Diploma discovering Aaron Bauer's backpack, no. Ellie jatuh problem testify that he graduated from Dr. Montrose's program, no. Visitation reported listed Aaron Bauer as an alumnus. This one. A $1,000 receipt found in the Bauer's apartment. Yeah, this one.
Your Honor, I would like to submit People's Exhibit D into evidence. A receipt for a $1,000 check issued to Jenna Bauer by the defendant's holding company, New Directions.
Objection. Immaterial. New Directions is a completely different and unconnected corporate entity. If they issued a check to Jenna Bauer, that has no bearing on Dr. Montrose's culpability.
Yes, I did because I think they're connected.
Hardly immaterial, Your Honor.
Agreed. Objection overruled.
So, did you send Mrs. Bauer a $1,000 check last April, Dr. Montrose? Or is that also a complete fabrication?
I may have done so.
You don't remember?
I believe I did.
What prompted you? Charity?
Of course. The Bowers were very poor. They needed help.
Yes, they did. But you gave them cash.
But you give them cash. Okay.
Dr. Montrose has devoted his life to helping those who have been failed by the system. But some, sadly, are beyond help. And sometimes a good agency can be undone by the actions of one dishonest employee. If Wanda Schuyler hadn't failed to discharge her duties and then compounded her failure with lies, might Good Shepherd have been able to save Jenna and Aaron Bauer? We'll never know. It's a bitter irony that a champion of reform should fail to spot the corruption among his own staff. He can be faulted, perhaps, for being too trusting, too optimistic about human nature. Surely this is no crime. But if my client is convicted of these charges, if he's sent to jail and his reform movement is crushed by the powers that be, it will be more than a crime. It will be an outrage.
Montrose is destabilizing Gadfly, abandon his clients, beware reformers, Montrose's agent abandoned him and panic covered his tracks. Which one first? Um, no, I don't think I should choose this one, but I think this one, yeah.
Dr. Montrose made his name arguing that our welfare system treats its clients like numbers. He proposed to treat them with dignity as individuals. His message resonated with millions, and he became famous.
Famous.
But the demands of celebrity caused him to neglect his own principles. In the end, his own clients were reduced to numbers. Numbers on checks.
Checks. Hey, Montrose panicked and covered his tracks. I think this one.
The deaths of Aaron and Jenna Bauer left Dr. Montrose with a terrible decision to make. He could acknowledge his agency's mistake, but this would compromise his moral authority as a public advocate. Or
Or
he could cover up the evidence of his neglect and perhaps preserve his reputation at the expense of his integrity. Dr. Montrose chose the less noble expedient. Children belong with their parents. This is a sentiment that resonates with us, and we can be grateful that Dr. Montrose's advocacy has helped push our welfare system to take the claims of parents more seriously. But not every individual case conforms to the ideal. In the case of Jenna and Aaron Bauer, the defendant's ideals blinded him to the realities of the case and led him to make a serious error. What causes people to commit crimes of gross negligence? I've run across many motives in my day: resentment, greed, indifference, callousness. Dr. Montrose is motivated to make the world a better place. His good intentions, it seems, have blinded him to the evil he has perpetrated. That's what makes him a tragic figure and a dangerous one. And that's why it's so imperative that justice be done.
Have you reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor. In the case of gross negligence, we find the defendant, Stephen Montrose, guilty as charged. In the case of manslaughter,
Another victory for truth and justice.
Is it? Good Shepherd will go into receivership, and before long it'll be just another child welfare agency.
Montrose was a fraud, Jack. He got what he deserves.
But does his movement deserve to die? How many parents are going to lose their kids as a result of this decision?
Hey, it's not our job to second guess. Our job is to call them as we seize them and trust that it'll all work out in the end. Come on, let's get a drink.
Allison, you look great.
I feel great. I've even been running again. Where's Detective Curtis?
His daughter's birthday tonight. So I'm guessing your recovery is going better than the last time we talked.
Last time we talked, I was in a coma. I've been seeing a hypnotherapist, of all things.
Anything jog your memory? Sorry, I was terrible.
No, I do remember running with Harrison. The orange overhead lamps and the trees. But that's it. Nothing after. I'm sorry.
Don't be. Trauma like this, there's often memory loss.
I still miss him, though. Harrison's family's been great. His father's been taking care of all the bills. And of course, he's pleased as punch about his new grandson. We're calling him Brendan.
Good. We sort of wondered if this surprise grandbaby might be a problem.
Not at all. So we weren't married. So we were in high school. Things like this teach you that stuff doesn't matter. Grandpa Bedford loves that boy to death.
Any more thoughts on who would have wanted to kill Harrison?
No, everyone loved him. You really think someone targeted him? In the papers, they just call it a thrill kill.
Yeah, don't believe everything you read.
Well, thanks for everything, Detective. I'm sorry I can't help more.
Take care, Allison.
Okay, Allison. I think we should find a full name in this credit, I guess. Hmm. Okay, so I think that's all for episode 4. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you at episode 5. But before I go, I want to see about the full name of Allison here. Oh, Allison Conway. That's her full name. Will we see Allison Conway in other episodes? I don't know. Yep, I think that's all for now. Once again, thank you for watching. See you later.